recommends as follows. 1. That the Senate do suspend Senator Natasha Akpabio for 6 months.
I knew you were going to jam rock, but I no say na Zuma rock you go jam. This rock is too much for you. For your information, Senator Natasha has been suspended for 6 good months. Not only was she suspended, the Senate ordered that her security arrangement should be withdrawn. They also ordered that her salary should be seized for this good 6 months. Now who lose? All those people that we are beating drums of war for you, chanting your name, where are they today? You cannot bite the finger that fed you and remain the same. Senator Godwin Akpabio is too much for you to handle. He is not like your husband. When you see a woman that doesn't respect her husband at home, her character in the public will certainly show. So you think that if you just mention sexual harassment, every man will be on their knee begging you, don't go to court. Natasha, don't go to court. Please calm down. Let us settle. Who told you so? This is a man's word. You came out with false allegation against somebody's father, against somebody's husband, against a former governor, 8 good years for governor, against a senator, against the Senate president. It didn't occur to you that this man is not just an ordinary person. It didn't occur to you that this man is too much for you to handle. My dear, the 6 months to me is even small. But by the time you go home and sit, kiss your husband for a good 6 months and come back to the Senate, then you get sense. I saw you kissing your husband in the Senate building. Now the Senate has given you opportunity to go home and kiss your husband forever. Get sense. When you are shouting, you're right, you're right, you're right, where you're right.
1. That the Senate do suspend Senator Natasha Akpabio for 6 months for her total violation of the Senate Standing Rules 2023 as amended for bringing the presiding officer and the entire Senate in general to public opprobrium. 2. That for the Senate to consider lifting the suspension or to reduce the tenure of suspension, Senator Natasha Akpabio shall submit a written apology to the Senate before the reconsideration by the Senate. 3. That the Senate do suspend Senator Natasha Akpabio with effect from 6 March 2025 from all legislative activities forthwith. 4. That her office be locked up for the duration of her suspension and hand over all Senate properties in her possession to the clerk of the National Assembly. 5. That for the duration of her suspension, she cannot come or be seen within the vicinity of the National Assembly, including her staff. 6. That her salaries and allowances, including those of her legislative aides, be suspended and withdraw of all security details for the duration of her suspension. And 7. That for the period of her suspension, she be barred from representing herself to the public, locally and internationally, as the Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In conclusion, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, my most distinguished and respected colleagues, on behalf of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Code of Conduct and Public Petition, we appreciate the Senate President and our distinguished colleagues for the opportunity granted us to serve Nigerians through the Committee of Ethics, Code of Conduct and Public Petitions, respectfully submitted for consideration and approval. Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues.